Hi everyone, I'm Myria. Welcome back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3 with what will probably be the finale. Now, to be honest, I've taken it a little easy on the game, if you couldn't tell. My levels are kind of low. I didn't do a ton with the fairy village like I usually do, but it's a Let's Play, so I kind of have to keep things going. However, this dragon has a few tricks up his sleeve for the final boss. The final boss is obviously going to be Myria, right? Well, I'll tell you some things about her now. I'll kind of go over the rundown of what she has. She has all the strongest spells in the game. She's going to hit you with Mjolnir, with Blizzard, Inferno, etc., etc. She's got all the big spells. She has Insta-Death, and I believe she also has a way to restore her HP. She has a ton of HP. I believe it's in the 20,000 range of HP. And she also knows something called Venom. That's her signature attack, I guess you could say. Venom will... Well, she's more of a spellcaster, so I guess her signature spell. It causes a bunch of status effects to all allies. Pretty nasty. So with all that in mind, here's a few things you can do to help you against Myria. Those light bangles that you picked up, I had two. I don't remember where I got the second one, but you can at least get one in the that first room. It will give you 75% resistance to all status effects. It's like poison, even paralysis, I think. Maybe not. Myria can also paralyze, by the way. But it does give you resistance to poison, confusion, sleep, all that good stuff. It'll give you 75% resistance. That's good. So Ray's not going to be completely 100% immune, but he will be highly resistant to everything. I gave him a thunder ring to help him out with the thunder attacks as well, because between the sun mask and the flame shield, he has immunity to fire attacks. He won't take anything. For Momo, I gave her Ryu's Ivory Charm and a Light Bangle. Between these two things, she'll have 100% immunity to all status effects. The Silver Tiara also helps against death. Between the Silver Tiara and the Ivory Charm, she'll be immune to the insta-death attacks. Good news. I also gave her the Mind Shield to raise her intelligence a little bit. She's mainly going to be casting and keeping everybody healthy. With the Ivory Charm, she'll take half damage from all the elements, which is good, because Myria likes to cast a bunch of spells. Now for Ryu, I gave him the Holy Mantle, because we're going to be walking to Myria, so he needs that. And of course, he just has his equipment. You may be saying, Syndrel, you didn't do anything special for Ryu. That's right, because I don't have to. If you change Ryu into Kaiser form, this is some, information that I guess I could have said way earlier, but it's never really been needed until now, the final fight. Kaiser is immune or highly resistant to, well, everything. Is the best way I can put it. And I'll be using, of course, the true, quote-unquote, Kaiser form, where we have complete control over it. So, some things you need to know. Kaiser is completely immune to all status effects. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but it is. It won't... You can't hit it with the status effect. It's also completely immune to death. It has high resistance to all the elements. So that's the power of Kaiser, and you'll really get to see the true power of the Brood against Myria, because she likes to use status effects. She likes to use all the elemental spells. Throwing Ryu in Kaiser form and then keeping it up through wisdom fruits will help you out a ton. He just won't will take practically nothing. I believe Kaiser gives him 75% resistance to all the elements. Something like that. And of course, with the Dragon Shield and helmet, he'll be completely immune. He'll absorb the damage, as we've seen. So, by just changing him into Kaiser form, we don't even have to worry about Ryu, other than his AP. That's it. That's all the preparation. You'll probably want to be a higher level than me, especially if this is your first time fighting Myria. But, we're just gonna go. Again, because I have all that prep. Now, it won't help when the enemies show up like this. Escape. That may just kill Momo. No, good. Alright. Save your AP, obviously use items. Alright, and keep on going. Hi, honey. Oh, that opened for honey. Remember we saw that room with a whole bunch of honeys in it? You're an amazing machine. Do you know that, honey? Attention. Navigator code for highest level functions accepted. Access to library mode granted. Honey is a navigator. Just like we saw that room with all the navigators. I don't think there's any more random enemies after you go through the that. So I am going to give Ryu the Titan belt. Why not? 10 more power to do just that much more damage. Fancy, right? Welcome. We serve the almighty goddess. Before you meet with the holy Myria, please hear our words. Sure. Oh, nope. This corridor still had random battles. Gugh. And of course didn't escape on the first try. Flare! Which that worked out. Gloom. Don't remember what that does. Vampire got a ton of HP back. Oh, come on. I would like to make this the finale episode game. There we go. The Holy Myria awaits you ahead. Okay, bye. Before the coming of Myria, the world was dying. The wounded earth was being covered by sand, and the very life was being sucked out of its inhabitants. And this is a straightforward shot. You just keep moving. The grieving Myria used all of her divine power to divide the world into two halves. One half being where you are now, the desert of death, and the other, the world you came from, overflowing with life. I don't know, overflowing is a bit of a stretch when you show this part where there's not a lot of green and stuff. The two worlds are separated by the vast and violent ocean you call the Outer Sea. Which protects your world from the desert. The majority of life that escaped death was taken, like yourselves, to the other world. Down and up, I think. It is Myria's desire to protect life, to protect your world. Even a monster's life is sacred to Myria, but apparently not dragons' lives. In order to protect the life she so loved, Myria instituted many forms of safeguards and controls. Foremost among these is the control of technology. Myria makes certain that no dangerous machines, like weapons, are developed. Myria allows the use and repair of only existing machines, and keeps the study of machines from leading to potentially destructive ends by nuking anybody that goes too far with it. I don't know how Myria does that, but she does, apparently. A second control is achieved through the energy of Chrism ore. Because, you know, it's alright to just completely keep everybody in the Dark Ages. Yeah, because technology can't be used for good. No, not at all. Chrism ore is the fossilized remains of living beings. Right? Like the dragons you brutally slaughtered. Transmuted by the blessed power of the divine Myria. You see, Chrism ore is no more than one of the ways Myria provides the world with her magical energy. Nope, I think I dead-ended here. Let me try it this way. You just have to find your way around. Here you don't find, you don't fight enemies. Just making sure I didn't have the Holy Mantle on anymore. Uh-oh. Ray, Nina, Momo, Guardian Gar, and Ryu. Didn't even acknowledge Pico. It's like, whatever. You know, oh, she cares about even a monster's life is precious. Whatever that onion thing is, isn't, though. My brave, strong children, who have crossed the violent ocean and the burning desert. I am Myria.
O great and mighty goddess, we have journeyed far seeking you, that we might know the truth. O goddess, tell us, why did the brood have to be destroyed?
Is there anyone who wishes the destruction of life? I certainly do not. However, the power of the brood was too great. Too great for my small, small world. As you know, this side of the world is almost entirely buried by sand, making it almost impossible for anything to survive. Life has been driven nearly to extinction. I have to preserve what little is left. I had to save the rest of the world from the danger called the brood, because they're all evil.
Apparently so, even though we've seen quite the opposite. So what you're saying is, we should just sit back and let you take care of us, like we were your babies or something, right?
Exactly, Ray. If I did not hold it back using the outer sea as a shield, the desert would slowly, inevitably spread across the entire world. If I did not continue to create the machines that are repaired and used worldwide, civilization as we know it would surely perish. But while we don't have the means now, someday we might be able to build our own machines. If the world were covered by sand, your lives would be consumed with the struggle to survive. You would not be able to build anything. Even if you succeeded in creating the machines you needed, can you say with certainty that you would not also build a weapon with which you might also destroy yourselves, Momo? In the past, this world was large, larger than you can imagine. Many people once lived here in Kerzon. But the people fought and quarreled, and the city was swallowed by the desert. I was unable to protect them.
Alright, well, great job.
I will not make the same mistake again. I will protect you and all the life that is left. I understand what you're trying to say. We're weak, and maybe we do need help and protection. And the power of the brood may be similar to the power that destroyed the city so long ago. But what are you saying we should do? Are you saying that Ryu must die? Or that he has to spend the rest of his life locked up in some little room in an artificial world? Like Tipo?
No kidding. I don't like the fact that this is all being controlled by you. That you're pulling all the strings. Yeah, what happens when you get corrupt? I'm just like a little kid, see? If you tell me to sit still, just makes me want to run around more, yeah? Oh, goddess. We have no desire to give Ryu up to you, nor do we wish to see him killed. having traveled with him, I could say that I do not believe that the power of the brood is as fearsome and dangerous as you claim it to be.
I'm shocked that nearly the entire world is covered by sand, but with our power working together, then maybe, just maybe, enough, my children. I admire your bravery and courage, Ray. There is no need to worry. I will erase your memories of this place and simply return you to where you belong, Momo. My strength is admittedly small, but it is all you have to live with. Do you understand, Nina? Thank you for bringing Ryu here, Guardian Gar. Your mission is now complete. What about me, Myria? You didn't call my name.
Yeah!
Don't you know who I am? You're Yggdrasil? You won't be able to get away with this. Not while I'm around. All I'm doing is leading my children by the hand, giving them a world they can live in. Myria, these so-called children crossed the entire world to get here and overcame the myriad barriers that you set before them, all for the sake of helping their friend, Ryu, find his destiny. Ryu? Very well. We will let Ryu decide. What do you want to do? If you give up your power, the world will continue to live under my protection, as it has until now. Your power, which has brought you here, is too big for the world, like the other brood once did. Accept your fate, my Ryu. Okay, Ryu. You have to believe in yourself and in those who believe in you.
So, Yggdrasil talks through Pico, which is really cool.
To tell the truth, I'm really frightened. We're not strong at all. If you go against fate, something awful might happen to the world. But I've always believed you weren't a bad dragon. I'll always believe that, no matter what happens.
So it's just okay to destroy all the powerful beings that could have helped you, Myria. That's fine. You know, we just wipe them all out. Yeah, I just don't buy any of this. Sorry.
I only know how to fix machines, you know. But we can dig up those machines, even if they're buried under a desert, and learn from them. Even if the world is covered in sand, we'd still be able to do something as long as we don't give up, right?
And that's something people don't do. Well, people shouldn't do, is give up. I brought you here simply because I wanted to know the truth about my own actions. It may have been a selfish reason, but I've learned one thing from all this. Now, more than Myria, I trust you, Ryu. It's because of all that nonsense she's going on about that Tipo ended up the way he did. Yeah, don't forget about Tipo either. She messed with my brother. That's the one thing I can't forgive. And now you have a decision to make.
A decision on which the fate of a world hangs in the balance. Give up the power of the brood and live in a peaceful world, watched over by the goddess. Or believe in the power of the brood and travel into the empty desert, where unknown dangers await. Ryu decides to